Hey, Amanda, how are you?
I'm great, Charlene. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited that we get another opportunity to do this. And the reason why is because I want to talk about group purchasing. I'm going to introduce myself. I am Charlene Williams. I work with Real Estate HOMEWARD. I've been in the industry for 15 years and I'm a real estate broker, of course. I'm going to send you over to the lovely Amanda, who is a mortgage agent.
Yeah, thanks, Charlene. So, as Charlene said, my name is Amanda Pivar, and I'm a mortgage agent. I've been in the industry for just over 11 years, and I am currently with Vine Group. And yeah, we are here to answer your mortgage questions and real estate needs.
That's great. So jumping right into it, group purchasing. We
Mhm.
had a discussion about this. I did have an idea that it was a thing. So what I want to discuss is how many people can basically be on title and what are the lenders ask for in terms of qualifying a group for a purchase? Because for me, well, for everybody. Real estate is very expensive in our city.
Yeah.
So if they can go in with, let's say, another couple, another three, four people, how does that work? What does that look like?
Yeah, so group purchasing, we do four people on title. It can be two couples, it could be a family buying together. We see a lot of that. And basically, what happens is you will buy the property together. All of your incomes are used to help qualify the file. Down payment, it varies. Some people will do it equal shares, some people do it with one, say, person paying more, and then on title, they own a little bit more ownership. So there's a couple different ways of doing it, but it's definitely becoming more and more common. I actually recently had two couples purchase a duplex together because they were priced out of Toronto market, but had enough to each get in and pool together their funds. And it's a really great way of building equity in a property.
So they are living together in this duplex as two couples kind of thing.
Absolutely. I think the duplex, it's two floors on top and one in the basement, and the couple without kids lives in the basement, and the couple with kids put a little bit more money in and lives on the top floor, but it works great for them because they are able to buy in Toronto where they would like to be.
That's amazing. Actually, never even thought of doing something like that. But
Yeah.
if you get together with, let's say, your sister or your brother, for example, like a family purchase,
Yeah.
that would help as well, right?
Yeah, we are seeing a lot of that right now too, because a lot of people are newer to Canada. They're coming with their families, whether it be their parents or brother and sisters, and buying on their own is just not reasonable at the moment, but buying with their family and say a duplex is totally reasonable, something they are able to do. I mean, let's just say you purchase for $1 million between four people. We'll say just under a million with 999. Really, that works out to be only about 25,000 that each person would have to put into it to cover their down payment and their closing costs. And then using everybody's income, let's just say on a 999 purchase price, we need about 175 to qualify. Divide that by four, it's less than 50,000 a person in income we would need.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you for breaking that down. So it's like basically 25,000 per person. And
Yep.
that I think is breaking it down is a little bit more doable. Like you can see where someone would be able to purchase with that. That's
Especially
fabulous.
anybody has their RRSP. I mean, first time home buyers are able to pull up to 35,000 from their RRSP without paying tax on it. So when you're looking at a group setting, you break it down those numbers, people have that money available in RRSP that they would be able to access.
Right, but if someone in the group has already purchased, would they still qualify, or that first person, I guess, still qualify for a
So
first time buyer?
great question. So if somebody has already purchased, then no, they will not be able to use their first time home buyer RSP or their spouse. But if it was, say, four friends who purchased together or two couples that are not married, then yes, all the other people will be able to use a first time home buyer, just not that person who's bought before.
Oh, that's great news. Okay, so this thing is doable. You mentioned four people. Do you see any any more than 4 purchasing? Like, I know you mentioned to me that the banks don't like more than 4.
Yeah, 4 people is the max you put on application.
Okay. And is there a stigma attached to that, do you think? Or how does that work in terms of, well, I know you have to take into account their credit and everything else in order to get that purchasing power.
Yeah, I mean, it's becoming a lot more common. I wouldn't say the banks look at it any different way. Of course, you could always have one person in the group that maybe doesn't have as much credit or not employed, so they're not, for lack of a better phrase, pulling their weight in the transaction. But if
Mhm.
the other people carry it, there's not really a concern on the bank side.
Well, this is really good news because I know that there are people out there who are like wondering how they're going to be able to get into this market. So
Yeah.
the other thing you would recommend, I guess, is having an agreement drawn up by a lawyer, let's say, or a paralegal even. Would that be a thing?
I don't know about a paralegal, but for sure a lawyer. A lawyer can do a contract behind the scenes. They can also register it on title based off of how much down payment each person's done. But yes, I would always recommend a lawyer contract behind the scenes, just so everything is crystal clear. And also in that lawyer contract, there can be clause if somebody were to want to get out of it, where the other people aren't ready to sell, things like that could happen.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Amanda. I don't know if you have any questions for me about the market. It's heating up like the weather.
Yeah, oh, I agree. All right, so since we're on the topic of joint purchasing, are you seeing a lot of duplexes and maybe even triplexes on the market right now?
You know what? What I am seeing is a lot of homes that are on a major road. Let's say in Leslieville, let's say something like Queen Street, that if there is a home there, a developer is going to buy it. They're going to draw up plans to make it into a multiplex,
Yeah,
right? So yeah, there's a lot of that going on in certain areas of the city. I
good.
don't have any clients currently that are looking in that sense, but you never know, right?
Yeah,
There is stuff that you can do, especially out east. I noticed that
yeah,
a lot of multiplexes, triplex, duplex, east, like Oshawa, that kind of area. So
yeah.
yeah.
Those would be great for anyone who's looking at getting in the market and potentially looking at the group setting to do so.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
even
So
because prices are, they're rebounding pretty quickly, but they're still
they
not
are.
100%. People could
They are.
probably actually get in and buy a triplex, and correct me if I'm wrong, for under that $1 million mark. So
Oh
even
yeah.
3 people buying together, it's like having your own apartment and those triplexes.
Yes, absolutely. And you even have, even if it is, actually, another question came to my mind. If it is 2 people buying a triplex, can they rent out the basement? Would that
Yes,
be
I say yes hesitantly, only because it depends on if it's a legal basement apartment or not. Not
right?
every single lender will do a legal, a lot will, but if there's a lender that maybe has a better rate and we don't actually need the rental income to qualify, then we'd probably just leave it off our application form. But if we need it and that's the plan, there are still lots of options available.
You know what? This is a great conversation to have. I'm glad to know that there are options available. So, if you have any questions, you, the audience out there, message us. We are
Yeah.
willing to take calls. I can schedule a call with you. I know Amanda also has a schedule of calls that she does. So, yeah. Or if you'd like us to do more videos, comment in the chat.
Yeah, let us know what you want to learn about.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Amanda, for taking the time to do
Yeah,
this.
thanks for having me, Charlene.